What's up guys, and welcome to another Pokemon Sun and Moon coverage video. Now today, this morning, whatever, it's CoroCoro time of the month. It's sort of the start of March, so it means the April one I think almost leaks. I don't know which one leaks, but a CoroCoro tends to leak around this time of the month. So we are on the lookout for it, and there have been some pictures of a supposed CoroCoro posted on sites like 4chan, and I am here to tell you they are fake. So if you see any videos or any posts about saying, "Oh my God, look at these new starters, look at these legend, look at these Boxart trainers," they're not real. They are fake images. They're confirmed fake, mainly because of the Japanese writing. It's bad. That's generally how you pick out most CoroCoro fakes. The design can be good, but generally what lets them down is the Japanese, because obviously people that don't speak Japanese, if you use Google Translate, it's not always going to be perfect, so that tends to be something that picks out. I don't know exactly what about these images it is wrong about the Japanese, but they are. So I'm going to show you the images anyway, because we may as well discuss them, talk about what they show, and talk about what we might actually see in the CoroCoro that leaks soon. There are reports coming in as well that the CoroCoro leaking about this time will not have any Sun and Moon info, or even any info on the new movie coming out. I'm not too surprised about that, to be honest, because I didn't expect anything, because the thing Pokemon Company likes to do is say, "Look, we got a brand new game," and then they wait 2 months to show anything about it, which obviously then gives you sort of a new burst of hype, I guess. If they released a new game and then gave you the starters all in the same week or the same month or whatever, that'd be a big hype then, but then again, that'd be it, that would die down afterwards. Whereas if they announce the games, whoa, big hype, and then a month and a half, 2 months later, they're like, "Look at these cute starters, whoa, big hype." And then a month later, they reveal new mechanics of the game, whoa, big bursts of hype, rather than a single sort of massive burst right at the start of the release, because obviously by the time the games come out, most people have forgotten about it, I guess. So anyway, here are the CoroCoro images. We can see, if I start off with this one, we have on the right hand side the male trainer, or the supposed male trainer. Top left we have the Boxart full Pokemon Moon, and then at the bottom you can see we have 3 starter Pokemon there, which we can look at in better images in a minute. First, let's look at the male trainer though. I don't like his design. First off, I don't like this design, it's not very good. Obviously guys, this is fake, I'm just sort of giving my opinion on the design, not like saying, "Oh my God, it's terrible," Anyway, I'm just saying, this design I don't like too much. It's not very colourful, you've got a white t-shirt, cream backpack and hat, and then blue shorts, and that's really it. It's a bit of a bland design, in my opinion at least. One thing I do want to pick up about the design now, as you can see hanging off his bag there, he has a little string with a little jewel on the end, which is obviously coming from the logo, so the person that was making these fakes thought, I'm going to do this, I'm going to add this little thing on there, so it'll be like, oh, people that see this will be like, "Oh my God, the jewel, it's there, this must be real." Maybe, I don't know. People, obviously people making this want people to think it's real, so they do things like this, sort of link it in a bit. But apart from that, there's not much to talk about for the trainer design. It's just a little jewel there, that's the only thing. But generally, I don't like the design. Only one thing to point out is he has blonde hair, which I think is the first guy to have blonde hair, like as a default. Obviously in X and Y you could choose your hair colour, but obviously Brandon has, I think, brown hair. It's just a white cap, and then the rest of them pretty much have brown or black hair. So that's a different thing there. We could see a blonde-haired male protagonist around this time around, or at least a default blonde protagonist, who knows. But now if we take a look at the starters, I can actually show you some sort of more clear images of them. First, take a look at the grass type starter, which is a ram sort of thing, I guess you could call it, or a grass ram. I actually like the design of this starter. It looks pretty good. I can imagine, the evolutions of it being really, really interesting. A little ram to start off with here, and then the medium, the middle evolution could be a sheep, basically. So obviously it would still have the horns, but its fur would be nice and sheepy, maybe some leaves on it and stuff like that. And obviously the final evolution could be some massive horns with, sort of similar to Torterra, massive horns with loads of leaves and branches maybe on its back, sort of something like that. But I really like the design just at the first stage here. I think a ram, for a grass type would be a great addition. I mean, we've had sheep Pokemon before. We have Mareep and Flaffy. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but a ram would be really nice to see. You can see some of the supposed in-game screenshots here, the bottom left, and also one of the fire type starter on the bottom right here, but they don't look very good in my opinion, the in-game screenshots. The bars, are very similar to X and Y and Auras. There's nothing too much extra added. It's basically just a black background with the name and the gender and the level, and then the health point bar. I think if they were, I think that the bars in Sun and Moon would be nice and sort of fancy and special. So I think this is just another reason why this doesn't quite fit. We can show you the fire type starter now if I grab you a better picture. I guess it's a bit of a blurry picture, but it is a better picture. You can see it here, and this is a cub basically. We've had cub Pokemon before, i.e. Teddiursa, but a fire cub, again, I think that would be a really good, cool sort of idea for a starter Pokemon design. I like this design straight off. It's simple, it's cute, it's what you'd expect from a starter. Obviously it's red, so you can tell it's a fire type. The only thing is that there's no bear or cub sort of member of the Chinese Zodiac. If you guys remember, if you've ever watched Anime Origins for fire-type starter Pokemon, all of the fire-type starters are based off of members of the Chinese Zodiac. Obviously, we had a dragon for Charizard. Typhlosion, I think, is a bear. No, there's not a bear on there. Typhlosion is something like, I can't remember what it's called or what it is, but Typhlosion is something. Emboar, obviously, is a pig. Infernape is a monkey. You guys get the idea there. And I think Delphox is a fox. I think there's a fox on there. I'm not too sure. But most of the members, fire types that was based off of Chinese Zodiac members, so it only makes sense for it to happen again. Of course, they don't have to do that. They could end it on Generation 5/6 and just start something new. But it would be a nice, interesting thing to have come back again. But it does look really cool. I do like the the design for this thing. And if we look at the grass types, the water type starter now, it's a bit different. It's a lizard type Pokemon. So we've had a sheep, a bear, and now a lizard. I can't think of the type of a newt. That's what this one would be particularly based off of. I don't like this design as much as the others, but it is still quite a funky design. It's got more colours on it than the other ones. It's not sort of a basic blue and then with a couple of highlights. It's got a blue upper body, a sort of darker blue lower body with some light blue stripes, and then green eyes and a green tongue, and some more highlights on its face. It's a bit more complicated than the other ones, but I like it a bit. It's just not as I don't like it as much as the other ones. In general, thinking about the rest of this evolution line, if you had a newt, I don't know really what you could evolve it into, since newts don't really have. You can't really make a bigger newt, I guess. The only thing I could think of if you had to have a newt Pokemon would be to have it evolved to a salamander, and maybe then in the end you would have something like a Komodo dragon, similar sort of base design like that, because it would be the same sort of body style. How that would link to a water type though, I mean newts and newts at least do link to water. Salamanders don't quite as much. I mean Charmander is a salamander, so that's that there. And obviously Komodo dragons don't really link to water too much, so it would make a huge lot of sense in that that area there. But those are the 3 starters there. I like 2 out of 3 of them, so that's pretty good. And then we have this other screenshot here, which is of the female trainer. This design, I like it a bit more than the male trainer, at least, because obviously it's a bit more colourful, I guess. She has sort of, I think it's brownie / ginger / orange hair, you guys get the idea. Or red hair, I guess it's red hair, yes. Red blouse, and then sort of like brown shorts, and then socks and everything else. It's a bit more colourful than the male trainer. Again, you can't quite see it, but it's just to the left of the screen here. You can see a similar jewel thing hanging off her bag, which is obviously the blue one to correspond to Pokemon Sun. But apart from that, I mean, I like the design more than the male one. It's not a brilliant design still, because it's mostly just red. If you were to have the shorts be a different colour, or have some, maybe a hat different colour, or maybe even a hair a different colour, because obviously it's red and red, but it would look a bit better. But I do like it more than the male one, at least. You can also see the supposed box art for Pokemon Sun. This legendary looks really weird. The head is too big compared to the body for a legendary. I mean, I guess that you want to have a big head for a legendary so it can show off, but it's still too big compared to the body, and the tail just looks really weird. I guess it's supposed to represent a sun, but I don't know why a Luxray-like Pokemon would represent the sun, or a lion would represent the sun. And obviously, if we look at the supposed box art for Pokemon Moon as well, this seems to be an eagle of some sort. You can see the big claws, and obviously there's just a general body shape. The wings look really weird. They don't look like eagle wings. They look like curved wings, which would be like sort of like simple flat things like you would see on Salamence. So it doesn't really fit the eagle type thing. And having an eagle represent the moon, not really feeling that. An owl, maybe that would represent the moon, sure, but an eagle, not as much. Eagles, I don't think hunt at night. I don't think they hunt at night. They hunt in the day. So I can't see that fitting in too well there. But generally, as I said at the start, these are fake, so I'm simply just giving my opinions on them. If we look at this other picture here, which is from the RAM as well, again we can see the box art and some pictures of the starters all together, and this supposed battle background in the middle here, which is very similar to X and Y. The battle areas are too big though, so they are starter Pokemon, so obviously they're small, but they're still too big. The battle areas are almost touching in the centre of the screen, so I just can't see that being real. Plus, as I mentioned already, the bars aren't sort of designed enough. They're too simple. So yeah, they're too simple to be real, and as I said, they're fake anyway because of the Japanese letting it down in some areas. There might be some information coming out in CoroCoro. As I mentioned at the start, there is sort of some rumour coming out from Cerebi saying that they've got contact from someone saying, yeah, there's not going to be anything in there. I've got a copy of CoroCoro. Got no images yet though, no confirmation. If there is anything confirmed, guys, I will bring it to you as soon as I hear about it. But for now, what I want to hear from this video is, what do you think of these designs? Would you be happy if these were the starter Pokemon for Sun and Moon? Would you be happy if these were the trainers for Sun and Moon? Are you happy with just, the ram and the bear, or do you not like the lizard, or vice versa, or whatever? Let me know what you think about everything from this CoroCoro scan, because we're trying to have some discussion, guys, If we're not going to get the real stuff, we may as well look at the fake stuff and have a discussion about it. But this is going to be it for me for today, guys. Let me know about the starters, the trainers, and the box art down below in the comment section. But for now, this is going to be it for me for today. I'll be seeing you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, my friends.